How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
Yeah, I hear you. They show that little girl a lot. I guess she's going to take care of him.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well.
What is he gonna do, man? What is his final say on this story?
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
She's so sweet.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
Okay. Let's have another look at the hunt board. Still showing Naut for now. But we do have quests in other lands. Let's take a look here. There's 3 here. Wow, okay. Yep. So this is probably the final I think set of side quests shortly. So we are going to detour one more time. I think once again I'll probably do all of the story stuff since we have some story momentum until it's like the next step is literally let's go to Ash, let's speak to people.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you like. It doesn't make it true. Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood?
It might also help save the world, lady.
Barnabas Tham, the one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas. and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldemark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
My main man, Mage. Yeah, Ultima's motives and what he wants to happen with the world and stuff, it's very kind of classic, vague, godly shit that we kind of commonly... Is Torgal? It's kind of cool. That we commonly see in these kinds of stories. I mean, I don't think it's anything too wild and surprising at the moment.
Hope adrift on foam-flecked peaks, despair looms below. Yet in the dark, a flame is sparked that warms us in its glow.
Thank you, Spoony Bard. Let it not be said that I just listened to that guy once and then ignored him for the rest of the game.
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything.
Does it now?
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example. One that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Yeah, my man Mage coming through with the goods once again.
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow the chronicles for a short while?
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
I had no idea that he had the chronicles. Either we knew and I forgot, or still, that's really dope.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next.
Yeah, the full mural thing reminds me of a bit of the God of War Ragnarok and the prophecies narrative.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Okay, the stage is set.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Righto. I'll leave the Otto conversation, but oh my god, the Smith has something. Oh my god.
What do I owe the honor?
The little yellow dot.
What's saying Fordian, do you?
Oh, an ice brand. Nice. We'll take it. It's just a smidge better. I wish it was notably better, not just a +5, but yes.
Not bad.
We'll have
if I do
that.
say so myself.
We'll have that. And yeah, we still can't get this. We're missing something from a hunt.
That it?
I think the hunts would have updated now. Right, my friends. So, for anyone, again, that's kind of watching, and maybe the series at this stage is getting very long, I mean, I'm doing my best. I think I've been sort of taking the game at a good pace. I've not been overly dallying. I've just been doing whatever I've been able to do, to be honest. I've not had exactly like a ton of repeat attempts or getting lost in places or just doing random shit. I've stayed on task, be it a side quest or a hunt or a main quest. So I don't think there's much I can do about it, but if you feel like at this stage you just want to get on with the story and you're not interested in the next set of side quests, I probably would advise against it, but just bear in mind like the episode titles and stuff like that. If it's an episode just filled with side quests, I would try to imply that it's a side quest episode. So you might have to skip ahead like a couple or 2 or 3, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, because there are quite a few here. So either stop watching at the end of this episode, or forever hold your peace. Let's go. So let's read some missives. That's a lot of these. Again, I won't read them all from start to finish if there's anything interesting. I would love to be able to do her accent. She needs to read this out. One don't need a pair of eyes to see the good you've done. They've got some good one-liners in this game, I have to say. Yeah, I feel a bit bad, like, Yote has been in the story for like 15 years or some shit, looking after Joshua. She saved his life and has been basically helping to look after him and keep him alive 15 years, and then it's like, yeah, big brother, the first shield is here now, go off and do something else. So I do feel for Yote, but hey, you know, he's the leading man. Clive, I cannot begin to thank you for all you've done for Lost Wing, so in lieu of any awkward some of the words in this game, remerciements, I shall be sending several barrels of next season's vintage, and I can only hope they finally turn you off that foamy swill you and yours so covet. Thank you for helping me guide my mentor free from his mortal coil. Contrary to what the madding crowd believes, we physicers are not without our limits. I cannot hope to cure every ill, mend every wound, save every life. The only medicine that will see you home safe without fail is prevention. Not that this knowledge will ever stop any of you from chasing down some behemoth for his toenail. That's funny. Cole. The well-being of our captain. Lady Doris refused all offers of assistance. Okay, we can do that.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me, but I can speak to her at least.
I think this time we'll maybe do it the other way around. We'll do all the basic like non-plus quests first, and then we'll only leave the pluses and the hunts before we go off to the finale. Well, not the finale, but I still assume it's got to be like the final chapter or 2. There's but one crystal left needs cracking, and but one man who can do it. See that you don't miss. Okay. So let's quickly go to Doris first.
The stew's awfully thin.
Just want to see what Josh was saying.
I am certain we will find what we seek in Ash, and learn the truth of Ultima's origins.
Yeah, the 2 brothers going for the final quest is good.
Covered in nicks.
They've kind of made us forget about the whole Ultima thing in his chest, but that's going to come out in a bad way. Definitely prepare for tragedy.
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new information. Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Yeah, so no new hunts. They wanted to do some quests first. Very well. Search for Doris at Martha's Rest. So we will tackle these. Are there any more? I'll set off like the non-important ones in here for now. Oh no. Phoenix, heal thyself. Please have this be Taya, not the other guy. You can't give him 3 side quests, man. Okay, it's Yote. Good.
Grace, stay strong.
I was just talking about her. She deserves a quest.
Ah, my Lord Marquis.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but... But His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
Man, I think she got every right. There's few people with more right than her to make demands of Clive.
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the Aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood?
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the Aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the Aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
I mean, this seems like a relatively important quest to me, man. I guess pluses are more important because they're related to usually some kind of mechanic or something like that. So like you get like a, I don't know, increase in your potion power and stuff like that. As opposed to them being literally maybe more important or story-wise more interesting or anything like that. That's that one, Stoner Boys, and that's it. The rest are pluses here. So let's just get out of here for now. Let's just start here. And we'll see if things have gone up another level again. I think we were seeing like 33s, and now I'm level 42. They'll probably go up to like 36, 37, something like that. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's go. Yeah, definitely. I'm at this stage still level 33. I'm not going to touch stuff. At this stage, I'm definitely curious about what's going to happen for DLC with this game. I don't think there's any definitive answer at this point. We definitely don't know. But the sales of the game have started strong. For a PS5 only title, that doesn't get to benefit from the massive install base of PS4s that's still around. And of course PC, it was a strong launch. I think it was 3 million within the first week, which is very good numbers for a PS5 only game. And so my guess is it reviewed well. The overall response from the community I think is strong, despite obviously some portions of the community being unhappy. That's pretty much going to happen with every single game.
Here's the Aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals.
With pretty much every Final Fantasy game ever released, there's always going to be some portion. So if those have done well, then I think there's scope for DLC for sure. I think it was probably one of those things where they were like, let's just wait and see what happens, and if things are looking good, then we can probably invest in DLC. Because that Sid DLC got to happen. It's more because I really hope that it happens more than anything else. But we gotta see that, man.
Just my luck. Well, right. I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one thing for it. Get him.
Yeah, I was trying to deal with the little guys, so I took a hit there. That's fine. Okay, let's see a bit of. Okay, it's like that. So he gets frostbitten momentarily. I'm still just trying to understand how it works. So the Flames of Rebirth and Impulse are on the same thing now. Okay. Okay, we'll wait for the stagger before we go for anything else. There we go. Let's see Diamond Dust. There's a Rebirth. Give a bit of everything. So I don't have Giga Flare anymore, but 39,000. It's pretty good, but nothing crazy.
Get him. This one. Nice try. Get him.
Yeah, I do miss my Giga Flare a bit, I'd say.